We already know that the State Department has been going after Hunter Biden, and during the Obama presidency started flashing red warning signs. This family is engaging in a criminal enterprise. Obama's own State Department was saying that. The criminal conspiracy is coming to an end, and it may take down one of the holiest men inside of the entire globalist American empire regime, a man who has been an architect for this moment in American history, the very own Barack Obama. That is right. Barack Obama, you see, was president while all of this criminality was happening. Barack Obama, as president, is a man who is going to eventually be dragged into the criminality of his own vice president. You have to understand that there are entire ethics offices in Washington, D.C. that do just randomized and perpetual drives towards efficacy and ethics inside of the White House. Someone was signing off on this criminality. We already know that the State Department has been going after Hunter Biden, and during the Obama presidency started flashing red warning signs. This family is engaging in a criminal enterprise. Obama's own State Department was saying that. Obama's own State Department was saying, the hell, this kid is going to go work for Burisma in Ukraine while we're dealing with corruption in Ukraine, energy corruption and commodities corruption in Ukraine, while Joe Biden oversees Ukraine? Obama's own State Department, to their great credit, I have nothing good to say about them, but to their great credit, said this is wrong. So who gave it the green light? Who allowed it to happen? It was eventually and always going to wind up on Obama's desk, because the buck stops here. You may recall, that's how it goes. The buck stops here. Presidents have said that for a very long time. Hey, the buck stops here. Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, George H.W. Bush, and Bill Clinton. Many of these people were actually undone by some of their inferiors, some of the people who were working for them. These presidents were undone by scandals that occurred under their watch. Richard Nixon is a good example. Richard Nixon tried to cover up a scandal of a couple of dolts and a break-in and some spying. Well, boy, does that sound familiar. Spying on potential political candidates and adversaries. Gathering of information illegally. That sounds really, wow, that rings a bell. Richard Nixon went down. Richard Nixon wasn't the guy breaking in or giving the orders. Richard Nixon went down for it anyway. Bill Clinton, of course, was totally undone by some of his own behavior, but also got dragged in by some of the stupidity of his subordinates, along with Ronald Reagan. You may remember Oliver North, Ronald Reagan, various different levels of criminality and illegality that ended up burning a couple of careers, and Ronald Reagan getting a ton of egg on his face. Of course, not impeached or anything, but still bad days in the Reagan White House as the people who answered to Ronald Reagan go down. So goes the presidency of Bill Clinton, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan getting, of course, a big punch in the gut during the Iran-Contra scandal. So it was always going to happen when that Barack Obama would be dragged into this, because this was happening under his watch. These deals were happening in 2014, 2016, 2017, while Barack Obama was either president or transitioning out of office. Who was giving the green light? Why wasn't Obama informed? What did he know? And now we are starting to watch that the reality is that Joe Biden was doing this with either the approval of the Obama administration or with the insight of the Obama administration, because we know that Hunter Biden was traveling with his damn father, the vice president, on a taxpayer-funded private jet to China and to Ukraine in order to gobble up these deals while inviting the vice president himself to these business meetings. So what it is it's the structure goes like this. The president is at the top, and the president answers for everything and every bit of criminality that happens under his administration. It is ultimately him. The buck stops here. That's what it means. Harry Truman, the buck stops here. That's what it means. So if Joe Biden was using taxpayer dollars in order to shuttle around his cokehead kid to grease business deals inside of countries that Barack Obama put Joe Biden in charge of, well, then it's going to bring down Obama too. Don't believe me? That's fine. Believe ABC News. That's right. Who's your boy Benny's ally in all of this? ABC News, who went ahead and 3 years ago told the true story of all of this happening under Obama's watch. Check it out.
Vice President Joe Biden went to Kiev to help the new government.
You have to fight the cancer of corruption.
But then something strange happened. Just 3 weeks later, a Ukrainian natural gas company, Burisma, accused of corruption, appoints Hunter Biden, seen here in their promotional videos, to their board of directors, paying his firm more than $1 million a year. Hunter, a lawyer who had just been discharged from the Navy Reserves for testing positive for cocaine.
Mr. Hunter Biden.
He had served on other boards, but had no known experience in Ukraine or natural gas.
And Ukraine wasn't the only country where Hunter Biden's business and his father's diplomacy as vice president intersected. It also happened in China.
This video shows Chinese diplomats greeting Vice President Biden as he arrived in Beijing in December of 2013. Right by his side, his son Hunter. Less than 2 weeks later, Hunter's firm had new business, creating an investment fund in China involving the government-controlled Bank of China. With reports, they hope to raise $1.5 billion. Hunter still plays a role in the fund. His lawyer says his stake is worth about $500,000. Both Hunter and his lawyers say he never discussed any of his overseas work with his father.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Sometimes you just hear the angels cry and that perfect note that just rings from the mountainside when the corporate press finally does their damn job and hold powerful people accountable. We do it on this show every single day, and I just want to thank all of you for listening. We've been seeing record numbers. I want to thank all of you for watching and listening, whether it's on the podcast or on the streaming. We've been seeing just absolute astronomical numbers because we want to hold powerful people accountable. That is our job in the press, and especially the independent press, which is going to become so much more important as the corporate press collapses. You see the ratings? You see the numbers? Unbelievable. We get more numbers every single day on this program than Brian Stelter does on his show. We can back that up with data. It's very, very special, and we just want to take a moment to say thank you. None of this matters unless there are investigative teeth. Man, that dog with gums, that dog with no teeth, man, that dog can't bite. So are there any teeth to what is happening with Barack Obama? Will Barack Obama suffer any consequences? And the answer to that, for the first time in perhaps American history, is yes, actually. Barack Obama will suffer consequences, and there are investigative teeth associated with this scandal that could potentially harm Barack Obama irrevocably. Here we go. Let's read the article. Congressional Republicans are now demanding access to the communication records of Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, between him and the Obama White House. Breaking report. Strap in, hold on to your butts, as Samuel Jackson would say in Jurassic Park. The Raptors are out of the cage. Republican Raptors, indeed, and they're running quickly, and they are hungry. Members of the House Oversight Committee penned a letter and sent it to the Biden administration demanding that it give them access to any and all communications between Hunter Biden and the Obama White House. In the letter, Republicans said that Hunter must be investigated now amid concerns that he is continuing to profit off of his father's name. Of course, that's illegal. Hunter Biden's connection throughout the Russian sphere of influence have now become especially relevant in the fast-moving, developing Russian war on Ukraine, the Republicans of the House Oversight Committee said. Hunter Biden's dealings have not gone unnoticed, and the DOJ probe began under the Obama administration has expanded to include a wide variety of Hunter Biden's criminality. And according to the New York Times, Hunter Biden is currently under investigation by the Department of Justice for possible violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Remember how strict it is in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., if you so much as walk up to a member of Congress and say, hey, you should consider investing in property in Switzerland. And if the Swiss government is paying you to say that, and you don't disclose that the Swiss government is actively paying you to say that, even though it may be true. Maybe Switzerland's beautiful. I don't know. I don't like Davos, and I certainly don't like Klaus Schwab. The world would be a better place without that dude, but let me tell you what, Switzerland, pretty country. I've been there. If you are working on behalf of the Swiss government, when saying that, you'll go to jail. If it's disclosed that you are pushing a member of Congress to act in a certain way at the behest of a foreign government, you're done. Jail. Seriously, you're finished. Your career's finished. They'll strip you of any potential to have a lobbyist license in Washington. You'll be finished. And you'll have a very, very bad day. So trust me when I say that this may be one of the most fruitful ways to drive at the Biden crime family, the Foreign Registration Act. Given Hunter Biden's foreign business relationships with Ukraine and Russia and the current administration's landscape, we are concerned about whether Hunter Biden continues to profit off his status as Joe Biden's son, as well as foreign adversaries may be attempting to exploit the questionable business dealings. That is exactly what you need to investigate. Republicans, not often I do this. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to clap. Thank you, Republicans. This is fruitful. This is where you need to go. This is what scares the ever-living-ish out of the people who are in power right now, because they know that Joe Biden is compromised and the goal is to bring Joe Biden down without bringing down their entire party, and they're not going to be able to get away with it. They are more concerned now because President Vladimir Putin included Hunter in a list of Americans that he sanctions. Well, why would that be? Why would Vladimir Putin be sanctioning Hunter Biden? Could it be because Hunter Biden received millions of dollars from various Russian oligarchs? Why? Exactly why? Pray tell. Why? Oh, wait. Somebody has to have an answer. I don't know a ton of Russians, but I've never been given millions of dollars by a Russian. I have never been given a single ruble by a Russian. That seems strange. Do Russians just give out millions of bucks? Let me know in the comment section. Has a Russian oligarch approached you and said, because we love you, we're going to give you millions of rubles? Millions of dollars. Hunter Biden accepted $3.5 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow. Now, that means that he's accepting money directly from Putin's government because nobody holds positions like that without Vladimir Putin's say-so. So why is Hunter Biden accepting millions of dollars from various Russian oligarchs? What did he do with that money? That seems like really strange. Have you been given cash by a Russian oligarch? I would love to know. Email me, benny@bennyjohnson.com. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Russians are just the most magnanimous people on planet Earth, and they just love walking around handing fat bags to people. Maybe I'm just culturally illiterate here. Maybe that's just a thing that Russians do, and Hunter Biden is just one of the many people who've received millions of dollars randomly from Russians. Or is the other potential option here that Hunter Biden was getting paid off? That these people were going around the sanctions on Russia, that they were using Hunter Biden as a funnel to invest that money or to use it in another shady business dealing, that Hunter Biden was getting cutbacks of various deals that he was negotiating inside of Russia, while the Obama administration was attempting to sanction that country and the countries in its sphere of influence, and that Hunter Biden was going around the sanctions of Barack Obama while his father was vice president. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Again. Fat stacks from Russian oligarchs. Maybe you get them. I don't. Too bad. Hunter Biden sure did, and we need to answer the questions. So what are Republicans asking for? They're asking for all documents and communications between the executive office of the vice president and the vice president and the members and associates of the Biden family referring or relating to Russia or Ukraine from January 2009 to January 2017. Now, those dates are interesting. What would those dates be? Barack Obama being sworn into office as president and Barack Obama leaving office as president and handing it off to Orange Man. All documents and communications from or within the executive office of the president and vice president referring to Elena Batura, which is, of course, the wife of the Moscow mayor. This is the wife of the oligarch directly working for Vladimir Putin, who dropped millions of dollars into the bank account of Hunter Biden, and nobody's quite sure why. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's a cultural thing. All documents and communications in the custody of the NARA referring to or relating to Hunter Biden's business dealings, and that means this is the national registration of foreign agents, essentially. So seeing whether these people knew what Hunter Biden was doing or whether he was doing it illegally, and all documents and communication between Vice President Biden's office and the State Department employee referring to or relating to Hunter Biden. And we already have seen some of those emails. The State Department employees are pissed. State Department employees are raging during the Obama administration that this open criminality was happening. But we've probably only seen the tip of the iceberg. And that's because, as a good crime family does, they attempt to cover their tracks and hide themselves, but every single criminal always leaves a trail. Criminals and evil always upends itself. O.J. Simpson will leave his bloody glove at the crime scene. These people are not as smart as they think they are. My grandmother always used to say, "You're smart." You're not as smart as you think you are. And that's exactly right. This is why criminals return to the scene of the crime. This is why people with guilty consciences go out and have to brag about it. Evil can't sit and rest inside of your soul. It must do something. It's got to get out. And this is why you have on camera Joe Biden sitting there saying, the guy investigating my son in Ukraine while I oversee Ukraine policy? Yeah. I use your taxpayer dollars in order to leverage him out of office. Joe Biden bragging to the Atlantic Council about it. You have it. You've seen it on video 1,000,000 times. Son of a bitch. The guy was fired. Joe Biden has to brag about the criminality. They're so smug, these narcissists. They so think that they run everything in this country. They think this country is theirs. It's their little plaything. And you are the little serfs who just dawdle along and serve them. And they're going to find out hard that that's not the way that America is set up. It is the kind of news cycle that would have anyone running and hiding. So where exactly is Hunter? Where is Hunter? Remember Trump back when he was on Twitter? Maybe he'll be on Twitter again. We'll see. Elon Musk has nothing but menchies saying, hey, bring Donald Trump back on Twitter. Well, we'll see. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free and it keeps us going. It keeps us growing. It keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.